Hello, I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, and in this installment of Vedic Astrology, I will be going over something called doshas. So I named this bad doshas in Vedic Astrology. Doshas are typically something that is an obstacle within the astrological chart. And so I'll be going over 4 doshas, and each one of them has quite a few segments of that. So let's go ahead and get started here. So first I want to start with all the branches of Jyotisha or Vedic astrology. So the first one is Gola, which is positional astrology. And some of these are, some of these I called astronomy, but they're actually astrology. Ganita is mathematical computations of astrology to understand positional astrology. And then Jataka is natal astrology. Prashna is answering questions like divination. Muhurta, which is knowledge regarding the auspicious timing for events, and this is actually in Western astrology as well. I actually have in my possession a planner which actually goes through some of these. And also you have Muhurta, knowledge regarding the auspicious timing for events, and then Nimitta, potents and omens. So now we're going to go over the first dosha, which is Pitru dosha. And this occurs when there's something like when the Shraddha hasn't been done properly, or the ancestors haven't been appreciated enough. So the first thing to think about is that it's a karmic debt to ancestors, and it can be reflected through the horoscope, and it can be due to neglect, as I said. So needing to perform in shraddh or charity or spiritual upliftments are needed if this dosha is there. Then I think one of the most interesting doshas is Kal Sharpa dosha. And by the way, my chart doesn't have any sort of Pitru dosha. So the Kal Sarpa dosha, there's actually 12 of them, and I'm gonna show you by changing the screen. So the 12 doshas are Anant dosha, Kulik dosha, Vasuki dosha, Shankapal dosha, Padma dosha, Mahapadma dosha, Takshak dosha, Karkotak dosha, Shankachud dosha, Ghatak dosha, Vishdharat dosha, and Sheshnag dosha. So these are the 12 different types of Kal Sharpa dosha, and I'll explain about these a bit more. So this is all about placement of Rahu and Ketu. As it turns out, if all the planets are in between Rahu and Ketu, and there's no planets on the other side, then this is how doshas arise. So again, it's Rahu and Ketu, if they're always in the 7th house from each other, which always is, if all the planets reside within these 7 houses, and the other houses in the natal chart are empty, the person has the Kala Sharpa dosha. Kala literally means time, and Sharpa means snake. So time, a snake that causes time to pass. Kala also indicates Yama, Yama, the Lord of Death. So Kala symbolizes time and mortality, and Sharpa symbolizes snake and poison. Kala Sharpa dosha. This indicates a period when the native suffers from the harmful effect of planetary positions in this natal chart. There's 2 types of Kala Sarpa dosha, and that is Savya Kala Sarpa dosha, the 9 planets trapped between Rahu Ketu are moving clockwise from Rahu towards Ketu. And then Apasavya Kalasarpa Dosha. In this case, the planets are moving in an anti-clockwise direction from Ketu towards Rahu. And the reason for this is, remember, Rahu is the head and Ketu is the tail. And so Ketu is often less malefic than Rahu. So some consider the Apasavya Kala Sarpa Dosha as less harmful. And then the Savya Kala Sarpa Dosha. So the next thing to think about is the Manglik dosha, which is a very popular type of dosha, and I've known people with the Manglik dosha. And in fact, I have some percentage of Manglik dosha myself. However, it's a very small percentage. If people have Manglik dosha, many times you could say the Gayatri mantra 108 times. Or Om Namah Shivaya for 108 times. And this will actually relieve you more of it. Never goes away, but at least you can control this better. So what a Manglik dosha, and this has to do with Mars. Mars is Mangal in Sanskrit. So the fiery planet which represents aggression, heightened passion, and ambition. These are all kind of pitta doshas, which are fire-related dosha. And Mars placement in 1st, 2nd, 4th, 7th, 8th, or 12th houses. And this is primarily problems in marital life. So looking at, again, my chart, I only have 18% of Manglik dosha. Which is good news for me. And it's, again, based on aspects. So Saturn is aspecting 2nd house of birth chart. Then that can be considered Manglik dosha. Ketu is aspecting 2nd house. 7th house is aspected by Saturn. So these are all aspects to look for. Mars is aspecting 8th house of birth chart. This is interesting and important to look for. So in this segment, I've gone over not only the branches of astrology, Vedic astrology, but also went over 4 of the doshas, main doshas, which can be understood from the Jyotisha or Vedic astrology. I hope this has given you some insight. Thank you for listening.